Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we met with the Reverend, who was about as nice a person as you might suspect, you know, from being a big religious, power-hungry figure in a colonial area, aka jerk. And we met with some of the people, hinted that maybe there's a railroad coming right through here in the future, which, the Reverend was like, hey, don't tell people this, at which point we immediately did that. And we're also, asking around because it's our thesis to, learn about these people. And also our job to, get a contract about railroad, because we're Cliff. And yeah, hopefully I didn't make any bad choices. Maybe I have, but I wanted to at least give these people a warning before, stuff do be happening. Anyways, reset my face. And start. And yet, along with a conspicuously large amount of apples, I picked up a curious sense of determination as well. Oh yeah, we got some apples. Unraveling the mysteries of the quaint little town shall no doubt be my largest task yet. Oh yeah, I forgot, there's also like a trail west that has some weird stuff happening to it, I guess? Maybe Echo stuff, but I would have to suspect this town is outside of Echo. The, exclusionary zone. Because of mystical stuff, whatever. I look at my watch once more. I ought to go and see if Sam and Murdoch succeeded in getting us a room. I think it'd do well to get some rest. After that, I don't know. At the very least, I would do well to find Avery soon. Who's Avery? That's the one thing I do like. I mean, there's a couple things, but I like how in, Sileo Tales of a New Dawn, you can go to the gallery or whatever and look up characters. Because, if you don't, it's been like a good month and a bit since I played this, and I was like, Avery. Who? Anyways, he might know more about Caldwell than anyone here is willing to tell me. And perhaps he can shed some light into the rumors I just heard. If anything, he might be willing to take one of the apples off my hands. I don't know how to feel about the settlement quite yet. I can't help but ponder what the rest of the week will offer. The outside of the inn looks more like a tenement house than a professional setup suited for comfort. And the inside of the inn isn't much to look at either. There's a lobby with a desk and keys flanked on both sides. Not so much a place for reception. The goose eyeing us warily doesn't look Masetta. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. Do you need a room for the night? Our company will be staying for a week, if that isn't a problem. It shouldn't be. A week for one bedroom will cost you $21. It seems like a lot. Would it be alright if we have access to our rooms a little early? We've run into several hardships on the road, and would love an opportunity to calm ourselves and get our bearings. Goose shook her beak. Rooms can't be rented without an upfront payment. Murdoch nods with understanding, as if he could recognize that tone, a voice a mile away. All right then. He turns to me. It seems like we may have to cough up the cash ourselves, or wait for a benefactor to clear this up himself. I gawk at it. You think I have that much money? Oh, we're Sam again. Well, you do work at... His voice trails off as the goose stares at us. One of our finer establishments in Echo, do you not? not that fine. He looks at me with skepticism at first, but then it turns into a gentle alarm. Thankfully, our patron should be coming along shortly. Ain't there a difference typically between what's short to us and short to Professor Tibbets? Murdoch looks to be processing that. Oh God, we could be waiting for hours. That's what I'm saying. The goose cleared her throat. Could you tell me your patron's name? Do you have a booking here? Wait. He said, do we have a booking here? I do have a booking here. Me and the Red Fox both let sigh relief. Oh, good. Is there a Mr. Clifford Tibbets down on the page? The goose slipped through the booklet with her bony talons. I'm afraid there isn't. Damn it. Wait. Maybe he put it down as Jebediah Coles? There's a good idea. The fox leaned into the corner, placed a paw on his hips, and gave the goose his best smile. How about it? Well, there's a name I recognize. But no, he isn't booked either. Murdoch smiled, and his eyelids dropped immediately. He turns to me. We're running out of options here. I mutter under my breath. Might as well make something up. Something about me saying that makes Murdoch's eyes snap open. How about Mr. Cornelis von Howlink? That name sounds familiar. Isn't he the painter Cliff mentioned? He probably could be wasting the lady's time, though he probably. But the goose's eyes flick up from her book. How's that spelled? Murdoch takes a piece of paper out of his pocket. It looks slightly ripped and stained with dew. Like this. The goose leans forward, looking. That's him. I don't much like giving him keys before a down payment, but this is your lucky day. She unhooks the set of keys off the wall and sets them in the fox's paw as he puts the paper in his vest jacket away. Second floor, first door on your right. Don't want to say anything now, but I get the feeling I need to know what the hell just happened. I keep my mouth shut for now and follow the fox up to the narrow set of stairs to our room, his big tail almost hitting me in the face as we ascend. Kind of makes me want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again. I stopped playing after, the ending. But it'd be kind of interesting playing around with it. I would like to rob a stagecoach, but it's also like, well, I'm a family man now, and it'd be kind of not good to go robbing people, Maybe not a stagecoach, but a train, because that would be cool. Once we're inside, I forget myself for a moment. This room is much bigger than I thought it would be, considering the conditions of the inn. It's bigger than my room at the hip. It ain't exactly lavish, but I get the feeling it's nice for a place such as this. Only 2 beds, huh? Seems like one of us will have to share with Jeb. I know you're not going to pretend like what just happened didn't happen. Who's Korn von Holwick? It's Mr. Tibbets' real name. Or at least the one he must go by in Europa. Here. He takes a piece of paper out of his pocket and shows it to me. I squint my eyes, looking over the letters. I guess I butchered it a little. So, why he using a fake name? It might not have been his choice. My grandparents had to change their name when they immigrated, though they didn't have to change them by very much. I think for a second and remember Nick mentioning something similar. Nicholas was his official name, though he still preferred Nikolai. But he asked us to keep calling him Nick to play it safe, because nobody would be able to tell the difference between that and Nick. How did you get that? It was just lying around at this site when we got attacked. I held onto it because I figured it was important identification papers, but it slipped my mind until you brought up the fake names. Anyway, what? Either you or the professor are gonna have to share your bed with Jeb. And why's that? Because we're both huge and you're both small. I'm not small, Sam. I'm just as tall as most other men. Compared to me and Jeb, you're small. So are most people. That's besides the point. That flimsy little bed couldn't handle the both of us. Well, what about the doctor? What about the doctor? Where exactly is he staying? He and Jeb seem close. Jeb? Oh, right, the big elk guy. I was thinking he was mean by the professor. I guess he has a place to stay here? No, wait. I'm not sure. Because his parents live somewhere else. Maybe he'll offer him a place to stay. Sounds like you just want a bed to yourself. I just have some bad memories where I used to have to share a bedroom. We had a tiny bunk beds when we had to share. Tiny bunk beds we had to share. I'd wake up against the wall because I couldn't breathe. Why didn't you just sleep on the floor? Because I don't want to wake up with cramps. Bad start to a heavy work day. Aren't you guys, like, decently wealthy? Maybe not wealthy, but, like, you have money. I'm about to say that he wouldn't get as many cramps if he put some muscle into his back when I hear a knock on the door. Is that how it works? He goes to open it, and we see Cliff walk in through the door. There you are, men. I trust setting up the room wasn't too much trouble. Truth be told, they almost didn't let us in. Did you pay? I just paid off the room, so you didn't need to trouble yourself with the worries. Now that we're here, let's just let go of our travel worries and strategize how we're going to spend our time here and how we're going to make our way back. A week, huh? That should be enough time to prep and plan our way out of here. Wait, our way? Boop. A plan of a way out of here. If I walked, I could probably make it on my own to Camp Rosa, but I can't remember if they have a train station or not. I have interviews with the Meseta in the morning, from 9 to noon, so we should wash any breakfast before 8. Do you mind if I set up the closet? Do you mind if I set up the closet for development? Oh, pictures? You're one step ahead of me, Murdoch. Please make sure to keep your chemicals sealed up tight before and after you use them. I only have a week to speak with the people here, and I wouldn't want to embarrass myself with the limited time I have. Embarrass? Oh, smelling of chemicals? You don't need to worry much more than me. You don't need much more from me anymore, right? Thankfully, no, since we've arrived. Though, admittedly, I would feel a lot better if you made the return trip with us as well. Cliff? No, wait, Cliff. I already know your circumstances. I'm merely just voicing my concern after what we went through getting here. And the fox guy's just like, what you talking about? Maybe I'm just gonna look somewhere else. It's not exactly safe to go wandering about all alone after you found out what's out there, isn't it? Okay. It's not safe much anywhere, especially not for me. I think he's saying that at least there's nothing here that will physically harm you. Unless a couple of bounty hunters from Echo stroll in if Will decided to give him my name. Oh, the fox guy? He must be putting the pieces together any day by now. No, wait, that's Murdoch. William is the sheriff. It's been a hot minute, and he knows where he went. I don't think it's smart for anybody to travel alone after what happened. then I'll find somebody to travel with. It's not really either of your concern. But it is our concern. Just because you're trying... I'm sorry, for some reason I seem to be having a hard time reading. I've only done 2 videos today. Just because you're going on your own way doesn't mean we'll stop being friends. I feel the same way. We've been through more in the last few days with this group than I ever have before in my life. I just need to read slowly sometimes. Y'all getting sentimental without me? We turned to see the horse crouching to stand in the small doorway as he made his way inside. Is a sewing circle or what? Or this? Just trying to keep her plans for the week shipshape. I won't be going back to Echo with the rest of you. The mood is heavy despite the weasel's attempt at redirection. That so? We'll be worse off without you. That's surprising to hear. I don't feel like I did much aside from getting injured. You helped me dig. And you didn't panic when most people could have. Maybe even should have. Stable men are hard to find. It do be like that, maybe. My smile is a bit strained. You're overselling my contributions. Not really. Just a fact of the prairie. You're all fine if at least one of you is. You're all fine if at least one of you is. I guess I understand that. And you're a decent example for staying steady. Better than I was, anyway, even if it wasn't my fault. Well, Jeb is right about one thing. We're only better off with you around, Sam. Now wait a minute. Now just wait a minute. What do you mean, right about one thing? I was right about a lot of things. My animals are dead. My wagon got hacked up, and I still got you where you needed to be. We ran into problems before the attack. By now, just keeping an eye behind their head. Because remember that one time, I'm not sure if it was in this path or a different one, when we were talking with William and someone was arguing with him, and then there was that shadowy figure behind them. It's like, why is there a ghost behind them? I'm late for my arrangements because of all the extra time spent in the woods. Extra time? What is he talking about? It's only been a few days. Oh, forget it. We're lucky we weren't turned away at the gate is all. I mean, here's the thing. Tell people shit. Don't, be like, oh, never mind. I'm going to tell you that, we seem to be late by a week, or half a week, or 2 weeks, I can't remember. I'll tell you what, Jebediah. Why don't I just pay you for half the trip, and you can just focus on resting up here. I'll pay for new carts and new animals, but I'll look into finding a different guide. What do you think about that? I think it's stupid as hell, considering I got you back that way anyhow. I've got to go back that way anyhow. You'd be hard-pressed to find somebody else short notice. I also don't think that's such a good idea. My family will want me back in town as soon as possible. Well, I don't want to pay top dollar just to get lost in it again. I said that wasn't my fault. It wasn't. We have multiple different experienced trackers experience problems and inconsistencies. Then, here's what I think. The naked truth must be that something's on the path. Something on the path, or in that forest, has altered our perception of space and time. I know there's various types of hallucinogenic gases that cause people to lose track of such things, and we must have fallen victim without realizing. That, or we all have shared disease, though I must admit that I do not feel off or feverish. Drugging isn't outside the possibility either. Here's something similar, Mr. Tibbets. You are in an unfamiliar community in the middle of the woods, full of people who either cannot help you or cannot understand you. You're paying me to take you from point A to point B, and not much else. You owe me half, and I'll want that amount in full tonight. Fine. The weasel mutters under his breath, putting his bag on one of the beds and scrambling through its contents. He pulls out a pre-written check and hands it over the horse. I hope you use this responsibly. It's mine. I'll use it however I damn well please. Come find me in a week if you plan to make a good on the prior arrangement. But this time, I want you to pay up front. He ducked down and out of the room, slamming the door behind him. We could hear him trot down the stairs in a hurry. And he didn't even bother to tell us where to find him. I'm sure you'll see him around. Hard to stay hidden in a place like this. I don't like how right I am right now. I had thought if I laid out my reasoning, he would comes to understand my concerns. He would comes? That might be a typo. Boop. It isn't simple as going from point B to point A if there are dangerous miasmas fleeting about in the woods. And then there's that beast to consider. If that patch of the woods is its territory, does it make any sense to go tramping around, provoking it again? Flinging ourselves into the jaws, both literal and proverbial, as what that is if he intends to take the simple path backwards. Fuck, I don't know why I'm reading so badly right now. Cliff. What? You don't have to diagram what you're thinking. I understand where you're coming from. That's good. But you aren't breathing enough. And Jeb is already gone. He holds his hands to his temples. Did he say breathing? Yeah. I know he's gone. I just thought if I didn't explain, you both wouldn't get it, and you'd both think I wasn't acting in a rational capacity. I looked at Murdoch to see his reaction to this. He's looking at me too. I don't think Jeb thought your thought process was questionable, but it's more like you care awfully lot about how people react to the same information that you get. You're making decisions based on how they feel. Well, isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing? What kind of message does it send when a guide isn't considered about the safety of his passage? What kind of message does it send when a guide isn't concerned about the safety of his passage? I was like, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of these things, and I did one. I'm like, I might need a break. He's probably frustrated that you hired him for his expertise, but doubt it whenever anything goes wrong. But so many things have gone wrong. Do you really think that none of them are his fault? That's the drinking was appropriate when we were that close to death's door. I think it's fine to be mad about that. But he's mixing up two different things. Yeah. What? I remember the time Jeb's got drunk. They only happened after we got lost or attacked, not before. If our ideas about intoxicating gas aren't true, then we were already subjugated to an alternate experience before he started drinking. The stoat's lip trembled. I see. He took off his glasses to wipe them off, and then placed them back with trembling hands. You're both right, of course. I haven't been acting as a gentleman should. I shouldn't expect others to react how I preconceive they should react. That's not fair to anybody, is it? Part of that is just management experience. Oh, yes, but that's no excuse. This is my first expedition, and I should be trying harder to be on my best behavior. I don't know what I'm doing, and this is the last impression the both of you will have of me, if this really is our last week together. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have much I can add. I don't think anyone can change who they are in just a week. Unless it's something really bad. Hey, Professor? What, Samuel? I'm going to remember you for who you are, not for who you want to be. Well, then, that's just utterly humiliating, then, isn't it? I don't think it is. But it's strange when I'm talking about somebody who's living in tomorrow, not today. It's cruel to even bring up tomorrow. I can't be in this kind of mood when I wake up. The two of us look at one another again, and then back to Cliff. I just need some time to think. He walks out the bedroom, not exactly slamming the door, but not closing it gently either. I don't think he gets it. Well, at least something good came out of this. What's that? You're definitely going to get one of the beds to yourself. He clicks his tongue, ignoring my comment, as he shuffles through his pack, pulling out a dark curtain and jars of liquid in a can. Maybe he'll cheer up once I develop some of these photos. I think I can help someone see visual representation of where they started and where they've come from. Where they've come? Are you doing that in one of your nudie pictures? Are you doing that in one of your nude pictures? He gives me a look. You know that's not what I meant. Oh, come on. You think... I know we've been through... Things have been rough. But you'd think if Fox would be like, sex joke. That's a bitch to time correctly. Anyhow. Yeah, I guess, especially back in those days. Right then. I'll leave you to your secrets. He stopped shuffling through his back. He stopped shuffling through his back and looked in my direction. Did we do a thing right there? Yeah, let's just do another one. Boop. And where exactly are you going? Doing like y'all said. If I'm going in a different direction, then I need to find folks who might go with me. Safety in numbers. That's a good idea for general traveling purposes. The fox narrowed his eyes. But, truth be told, I don't think numbers will help anyone who runs across that thing. So what will help? He taps his chin. I don't know. I guess the pessimistic answer is 2 or more groups traveling at the same starting point in different directions, isn't it? How so? Also, wouldn't we just avoid a forest? Jesus. Anyway, another thing to try if you run out of options, but I don't put much stock in it myself. But maybe we'll stumble upon something. That is usually how we get answers to most things, isn't it? Just make sure you stumble first, and make sure to tell me what you learn before you bleed out. He looks away and gives me a short military salute as he busies himself with his chemicals, and I slink out the doorway. I was kind of feeling like, oh, is it 30 minutes? But we only did one thing, and then 30 minutes. It's probably because I sucked at reading. What is our time? Okay. Well, the end of this Let's Play. I'm probably going to take a wee bit break between it. Kind of sucks that, like, what did I do in the Let's Play? Just get a room? Because it do be like that sometimes. Well, the end of this Let's Play. Sorry that I sucked at reading. You just need a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something. Who knows? So, please comment, cause I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like Secret Room, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos Epic Room. Please remember to spend your ammo seconds with the pit population. And if you want to play this game, it's $3 a month on... If you want it for free, itch.io, but Patreon is $3 a month to get the news version and or help the people make this game. And until next time, let's wait. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Hey, we started and ended on the same screen. Hyena. So thanks and see ya. 9.